Hello and welcome to this video on Dhammapada, chapter 5, verse 8, that's verse 67 in the straight through numbering. I'll call up the text for you. There we are. Natang kamang katang sadhu yankatva anutappati yassa asumukho rodam vipakam pratisevati. And again, natang kamang katang sadhu yankatva anutappati yassa asumukho rodam vipakam pratisevati. Tang kamang, that deed, that act. Tang kamang na katang sadhu is not done well. So from the root kri, to do, we have, as we know, Sanskrit karma, which actually just means acting or any deed, Pali kamma, and the past passive participle, Sanskrit krita, and Pali karta. So that act is well done. Tang kamang katang sadhu. Sadhu, as a noun, as an ordinary noun, is a masculine noun meaning sadhu, what we commonly call a holy man. But used as an indeclinable adverb or just as an exclamation, indeclinable, in other words, it doesn't change its form, it's just sadhu. It's the idea of well done. Sadhu katam, literally well done. And it often has the sense of the meaning amen, amen to that. At the end of a chant, for example, you might say sadhu, often repeated, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Well said, amen, agreed. It's actually from the root sid. The original meaning was actually hitting the mark, getting something right, like an arrow hitting the mark. So sadhu, you got it, you hit the spot, done right. So natang kamang katang sadhu, literally not that act done right. So that act is not a well done act, or it is not a good thing to do it. Yang katva, which having done, anutappati, one regrets, or one is remorseful. We've got karma, kamma, krita, kata. Sorry, I forgot to show you my iPad screen when I was saying that. I gave you the kri, Sanskrit karma, Pali kamma, past participle underline krita, Sanskrit kata, and also we have the absolutive having done, Sanskrit kritva and Pali katva. So not that doing done well, which having done he regrets. In other words, you know whether a thing is a good thing or a bad thing to do by whether you regret it afterwards. Natang kamang katang sadhu yankatva, which having done, anutappati, one regrets. Now this interesting word, anutappati, we have this root tap, which the primary meaning is to be hot or to burn. Both in Sanskrit and in Pali, it is transitive and intransitive, rather like the English verb to burn. It can be intransitive, something is burning, it's on fire, or you can use it as a transitive verb, you burn something. It's the same in Sanskrit and Pali. So, anu, tappati. The anu means after, along with it, afterwards, in consequence of it. So you burn along with it. It's the remorse. Remordere. It comes back to bite you. It bites you back. It's you continue, you burn along with what you've done, along with the memory of what you've done. That's how remorse is expressed in Sanskrit and Pali. It's a double P because in Sanskrit it's a class 4 Atmanepada verb, so tapyate in Sanskrit, which becomes tappati in Pali. So anuttappati. He is remorseful, he regrets. Yassa assumuko rodam vipakam patisevati. So the root save, primary meaning is to dwell somewhere or to stay near it, and then to attend upon it, and then by further extension to make a habit or practice of something, to be given to something. And can also the idea of being, in a bad sense, being addicted to it, or in a good sense, being devoted to something. So patisevati is to experience something, that you have done something. You patisevati, you attend there, but it comes back to you now. You've done something, but you've done the seva of something, the doing it, attending to it, being with it. The patisevati, it now stands up to you and comes back to you. So you are experiencing the result of what's happened. The pati, it comes back to you. Patisevati. Or the idea you are experiencing it. Patisevati. Vipaka. So the root pach, cognate with our English word bake, meaning generally to cook, this root pach. And vipach means to ripen out, to become, not half-baked, but to become fully mature or ripe. And the verbal noun is vipaka from pach. So vipaka, the ripening or the maturity, as a fruit, for example, something that grows ripe. It's used most commonly as an analogy for the ripening of karma. You do some good act or evil act, and you don't necessarily have what we now colloquially call instant karma. No. Time will pass, the karma will ripen until it's mature, until it's ready to come back to you, is the idea behind it. So it's you do something, it's like an unripe fruit. It's not ready yet. It doesn't hit you yet, in either a good or a bad way. But when it's ripe, when it's ready, that is the vipaka, the ripening of the karma. So this kammang, this act in the first line, yassa vipakam, literally whose ripening. Yassa is of which. Yassa vipakam. Yassa whose or of which. The ripening. Yassa, sorry, vipakam. Yassa vipakam patisevati, whose ripening he experiences. Yassa vipakam patisevati. So how does he experience it? In what frame of mind? Assumuko rodam. Asu is a tear, as in tearful. In front, it's in Sanskrit, it is ashru. Sorry, I accidentally misled you there. It's ashru, the short ah. Ashru in Sanskrit equals a tear. So ashru Sanskrit, asu Pali. Mukha is more specifically the mouth, but is often used then to mean the entire face. So if a person is Asumukha, he is tear-faced, in other words, with a tearful face. So that's a compound adjective. Asumukha, having a face with tears, or tear-faced, having a tearful face. Rudam. Rud. The original meaning of rud actually is to roar, to make a roaring noise. And there's no Rudra, the roarer, the thunder god in Hindu mythology. Rud, and it then means to weep generally. Rodati, he weeps. Now rodam, this is the short form of the present participle, masculine, nominative, masculine, singular. So rodam, weeping, which, or whose result, whose maturing, yassa vipakam, patisevati, he experiences rodam, weeping, present participle. And the accusative of that would be rodantam, and so on. So I will read this again to you. I'll call it up. Well, Natangkamang katam sadhu yankatva anutappati yassa asumako rodam vipakam patisevati. Natangkamang katam sadhu yankatva anutappati yassa asumukho rodam vipakam patisevati. And that's it for 5-8.